Welcome back, everyone, to something weird. Now, this is just something that I'm firing from the hip, essentially, because Victoria Free has just been released, or I wish it was released. It's just been announced at PDXCon like half an hour ago from when I'm recording this, and right afterwards I'm gonna be uploading this. It's gonna be a weird upload time. It's gonna go up at, I'm guessing, something like 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. my time, which is not usually what I do, but whatever. Anyway, Victoria Free has been announced at PDXCon. It like they've released like 5 screenshots on Steam, so might as well take a look at them and see if we can infer anything interesting. This is just, again, just firing from the hip. A glorious victory, Gromad, I suppose. Probably nothing interesting in terms of, like, the future. The game is likely to change a whole bunch from now. Just, yeah, might as well take a look at the screenshots and see what's up. So first up, you can see that there's like this early footage under development nonsense up here. It's kind of annoying because it's hiding something. Now, I've already heard people say that this is hiding mana, like mana bars, like ruler points or whatever. We'll see. So straight off the bat, we can see that there's like this. This is, I'm guessing, like messages, important notifications. There's 7 of them, or perhaps it's newspapers. Who knows? Here you can see the nice country rank, I guess. You can see a nice country rank indicator already here, right next to your flag. UI so far looking okay. It's very CK free. I guess, like Crusader Kings free level. I'm not really getting 100% the Victorian vibe out of this. I kind of feel like the Victoria 2 AI was a little more Victorian here. It's kind of like a weird, I don't know, like Art Deco almost with neoclassical. Like there's some weird neoclassical, but the colors look very Art Deco. So yeah, it's just the color scheme. It's too dark. Whatever. I don't know. Not too 100. Like, not the biggest fan of the UI so far, but we'll see. Of course, you can see here January 1936. I'm guessing the game is gonna start in 1936. It's actually telling you Wednesday night, like time of the weekday and day or night, which is also weird. Like, I'm basically what I'm thinking is that, like, there's going to be this could tell us that maybe the game is not going to work in terms of one turn is one day, because that's actually how Victoria 2 works. It's not like a real-time strategy game. It is in fact a turn-based strategy game where the turns are days and you can just pass them really quickly. Same thing with Hearts of Iron, except with Hearts of Iron it's every hour you have a tick that passes. So I'm guessing that if we have Wednesday night, then there also might be Wednesday day, and so there might be 2 ticks per day, and so maybe troops are going to engage when troops are going to engage each other at night. There's going to be different modifiers at play. Who knows? Interestingly enough, here there's this book. This is probably the tutorial, but what I'm hoping is that there's going to be a ledger, and in fact, I saw another. Yeah, there we go. Here, saw another UI icon. Where we'll get to this part of the UI later. I'm hoping that this is ledger, because Victoria really does need a ledger in terms of, its gameplay quality of life. So I'm hoping that the ledger is going to make a comeback. It's been absent for a lot of Paradox games, and it's really a shame because the ledger was one of the, like, in my opinion, most useful features, especially if you were doing something like a video series, or if you were looking at saves and you wanted to, look at like playing, role-playing elements of your game, you wanted to look at some statistics, ledger was important, but unfortunately, it's been removed. So very quickly, before we jump, this, by the way, is going to be like a super ranty video, obviously. Before we jump into the UI, which is going to be most of what we see, unfortunately, we do have a glimpse of the map. I am liking the style, actually. I do like it because there's a bit of 3D bas-relief style with the mountains, which actually, oh shit, I wish, honestly, let's actually hope that I don't have any porn over here anywhere. Shit. What do I need to find? Fuck, this could be a bit of an issue. Do I have? Yeah, there we go. Let's check out some like some actual like almost Victorian era. This is like 1920s mapping. I've probably got some horrible pictures that are like doxing me up. Do I have anything here? No. Yeah, I'm just trying to look for a map of that would be produced around that time period. There we go. Something like this. So this one's like 1920s. Okay, so it's wrong. Shit. Fuck. Shit. I need to do this quickly because again, I'm recording this real time. Oh, there we go. Something like this. There we go. This is an 19th century German map. You can see the very terrible quality, but you can see that it's got this like bas-relief style that they loved to do back then, where they tried to highlight terrain features even in political maps. Yeah, so that's why I like what they're doing here. Also, for readability, you can also see that there's like cities on the map along with roads. This looks like roads. It's China, so it's not railroads. Not sure if these are going to affect movement in any way, but I hope they will. Also rivers, which also should, like, if they're making this game to be in any way realistic, they should probably also affect movement. And of course, provide defensive bonuses and all that. So map, pretty readable. I'm liking it so far. You can also see that there's like a tiny little province border. Although, to be honest, I'm not... This looks more like a state border. Okay. Something that I'm wondering is how readable are going to be the different tiles, because from here we cannot really see like which different tiles or units and shit actually gonna stand on. Like, I highly doubt that the tile is going to be this big, as like Guangxi province. So I'm guessing the tiles are going to be something like, I don't know, this. How readable are they going to be? Nobody goddamn knows. Doesn't look like they're very readable from over here, but again, super early access and shit. Doesn't look like the borders are visible though from a sort of from a large zoom, from a heavy zoom. Now, not liking this water very much, to be honest. This looks a little bit too cartoony. Another thing I'm not liking that I spotted earlier is this border and like map color style. I'm very much more a fan of the sort of more solid color of the political map. What looks like they're trying to do is they're trying to I suppose differentiate between the player country and foreign countries in terms of the map mode. You can see that right now, for example, let me just get up you can see that China over here, this is the player country, is all in terrain map mode, while, for example, Vietnam and down there, Down there, Macau, which is Portugal, which, by the way, this is way too fucking big. Historically inaccurate. Macau is only this. It's only this dot. Like, also Hong Kong looks like shit. I'm sure the map is going to be like improved down the line. But you can see that these like foreign countries have a different map color to sort of differentiate them. What I'm not liking is this sort of low opacity political map color that they have. You can see the terrain behind there, and honestly, I think it looks kind of shit. They're doing this with Hearts of Iron, 4 as well, and honestly, I just don't think it looks very good. Yeah, I'm already getting mad at this China map. Where is Hong Kong Island? There's supposed to be an island over here, you know, Hong Kong. This is Hong Kong mainland, and it shouldn't have a city in 1836. Macau should only be this tiny dot. Come on, you can make the map historically accurate. Paradox, come on. Let's do this. Anyway, yeah, you can also see there's a nice Vietnam. I like how there's the little capital indicator with the flag, a nice bit of readability with Dynam. I'm guessing this is the country name. I also see Luang Prabang down here. So yeah, very readable. I like this cloud, although I'm guessing it could get kind of annoying. Good, very nice looking weather effects, especially with how well it sort of fits with the overall art style. It looks kind of Civilization 5-ish. I'm liking it. So, that's good. That's good. All right. So I guess we should first look at like the less speculative stuff. You can see that there's like your different tabs. This is like the tabs you have at the top. I'm guessing in Victoria 2, you have your government, you have your finances, industry. So I'm guessing the factory system is going to come back in mostly a similar fashion. I hope they're not going to dumb it down. I hope they're going to dumb down as little as possible. I watched the introduction, which was like 3 minutes of Wiz, I believe it was, just kind of talking, introducing like sort of very vague general ideas of what they're going to do with Victoria 3. They said they don't want to dumb down certain things, especially pops. They don't want to remove them. You can see that there's pops down here. I'm guessing that this icon over here is pops. But they said they definitely want to make Victoria more accessible to newer players. Let us hope that, that this doesn't fuck too hard with some of the mechanics. Industry is really one of the regions or one of the areas in which it really doesn't need to be dumbed down. In fact, it like 100% needs to probably be expanded. But yeah, you can obviously see that some of the economic systems are at least going to be in place. You can see that there's production over here. You've got the market screen open. This markets. You can see that in the Chinese market, 100%, no idea what this 100% means, like control of it, because he's China. I don't know. You can see the most underproduced, so I'm guessing this means basically the goods that, if you make a calculation between the total need and the total production, is what this number is. This is just, the difference of those two numbers. So grain, paper, underproduced in China, paper, question mark, historical accuracy. That's just historical accuracy. This is all work in progress, of course. Liquor, luxury, furniture, I'm guessing, clothes. I'm liking the icon art style for goods. Looks very like Anno 1800 or patrician. It's in the style of those kinds of games. You have your lumber, you have your fish, tea, most overproduced tea by 1.68k, meat, and I'm guessing iron. So okay, now already something that I'm not 100% sure about. Actually, this is okay. It's like markets, right? But what are markets? Now, it's telling me here Chinese market. Big question mark. 6 trade routes. You have 6 unused levels of trade routes in this market. So I'm guessing that every country is going to have their own internal market, and then there's going to be a world market that you interact with by import and export routes, of which you have a limited number of, which I'm guessing are going to be able to be increased by technology and maybe infrastructure, and maybe building more transport ships, more merchant marines. You have Chinese market details and browse goods, I'm guessing, on the world market. Now, something that I'm kind of not angry about, but like disappointed about, is that they are not introducing EU4 like regional trade, and they're instead keeping the Victoria 2 country market system. The reason why I'm not too enthused by this choice is that the 1900s were really a period in which you were transitioning from more strongly towards the national markets. Yes, countries were trying, especially countries with weaker economies, which it kind of means everyone but the United States and the United Kingdom in this case. They were really trying to transition away from just not having a set trade policy towards having often very, very strictly regulated trade. The 1700s were really a period in which free trade was gaining a lot of ground. But some countries, when they experimented with free trade, for example, France in the 1780s, and later, but not due to their own choice, Germany, mostly just because they didn't have a unified market. It was a bunch of different states, so they couldn't really, enforce any single market regulation. Yeah, some of these countries basically experimented with free trade and were like, this doesn't work for us, we need more protectionism. But then some other countries were like, free trade is good because we can export our goods to everyone else. However, even though you had this tendency towards accumulation and consolidation of national markets, whether towards a more protectionistic, inward-focused economy or towards a sort of free trade, not just export economy, but also the early stages of the consumption economy, you still had a lot of the previous pre-industrial, almost medieval forms of economic production, subsistence farming, low-level trading, sort of very, very limited trading. For example, with China, you have that this region that I'm highlighting right now was basically its own trade ecosystem, completely separate. Well, not completely separate, but mostly separate from the rest of the country. So this was a very long-winded. I'm sorry for the digression. This is very long-winded, but this is essentially to say that having a single country or single market for a single country is kind of simplistic, and it would be more interesting if they did something more like EU4 with trade nodes. Where people within a single trade node, for example, you could have a Canton trade node, that's this, right? And the people within that trade node can interact with other trade nodes, Central China, Manila, fucking Singapore, or, Southeast Asia, or whatever. And the people within these trade zones have a single market, right? And if 2 trade zones happen to be in a single tag, then acquiring more technology could make trading between these 2 zones more effective, thereby improving the sort of income and accessibility of goods of POPs in a single node, while if you don't have high technology, there are internal trade barriers, there's internal protectionism. It's basically leftovers of feudalism, and thereby your economy suffers. This would be interesting. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're doing it, but, you know, I just threw that out there. And again, I made it very long-winded. I'm sorry. I just fucked up and decided to rant. Anyway, you also have military, diplomacy, I'm guessing, technology, whatever the fuck this is, relationships, happiness, yeah, no idea. No idea what the hell this mask could mean. Political, factions, question mark, no idea. Population, I'm guessing pops, pop management, maybe demographics, ledger, hopefully ledger, please ledger, we need ledgers. You also have down here like other things, a production, a law, a government or empire, a military, and goods, and a globe. I'm guess, are these map modes? Because I'm not seeing map modes anywhere else, and to be honest, this is not a lot of map modes, so I hope that there's actually more of them. Maybe these are the map modes and this is something else. No bloody clue. There's people. There's people fucking talking to me. So yeah, you can also have, again, you can see here, let's go to the right side. You have relations improvement. So this is, I'm guessing, like the messages tab. Kokand tag confirmed to be in Victoria free. Pretty based. Started to improve our mutual relations. This tells me that improving relations is going to be more like Hearts of Iron, or the Crusader Kings, or the newer Hearts of Irons, where you, or Stellaris, where you send a diplomat over. I'm not sure. I do not see. Maybe the diplomats are up here, or are going to be up here. Or again, like EU4. You send a diplomat and it sort of gradually improves relations without the diplomatic points. And thank God, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, thanks to Lord Allah for having removed diplomatic points, because goddammit, they were annoying. So anyway, that's good. Now, states. So this confirms that there's going to be states. Of course, everybody knew. You can modify, I'm guessing with this thing, what shows up in the top right mini ledger. Yeah, markets. Chinese market 100%. This 100%, I'm guessing it means the control or the level of influence. Looks like you can like open a tab and scroll. Yeah, I'm guessing this means countries can invest in other countries and gain sort of economic influence. That's the guess that I'm going for. Yeah, generals and admirals. Not quite sure what this number is. It might be leadership, like how you recruit new generals. This looks like it's like a trait or a general type, you know, defensive, breakthrough. Yeah, no idea. No goddamn clue. You can also see a nice bun over here, or the nice meter over here. 5 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 10 out of 10. No goddamn clue what these are going to mean. So yeah, this is commanders. And now this is, I think, the 100% most interesting part of the screenshot. Interest groups and marginalized groups. So this is actually pretty great because, well, this is great, but I hope it's not replacing something else, because this is almost like estates in EU4, which I thought were a great idea, except not really executed that great. They were executed really well though in the Mayo and Taxes mod, and this kind of looks like it's something more akin to that line. Essentially a greatly expanded estate system. and hopefully these interest groups are going to be acting of their sort of own accord, of like as like internal factions. You're maybe going to have like events popping up, just like in Victoria 2. You have all these random events popping all the time about like socialist trade union forming, strike. You can decide to like repress it or not. This group is trying to do this or trying to do that. Hopefully this is going to be integrated with a random event system where these different factions are feeling dynamic, are feeling like they're they're really playing a part in the daily thriving of the political life of your country. Now I see that here there's an icon that's kind of like a government thing. No idea what this means. Probably that like they are the leading, government group. Level of influence, I'm guessing. This is like a level of influence in the country. So interest groups are going to be the ones who are in, while marginalized groups clearly are going to be the ones who are out. This is really interesting also because it looks like different countries are going to have whatchamacallit, are going to have unique interest groups, because you can see right now you're the Qing Empire, you have scholar officials, you have Confucian scholars, wise Confucian scholars, and scholar officials. Generally scholar officials were mostly Confucian, although you had other schools as well. I feel like this would make more sense for these guys to be like, I don't know, monks, like Buddhist monks, because it looks like this is like the religious group, while this is the sort of gentry. I'm seeing a windmill, while the rural folk appear to be farmers, armed forces, or military. Literati research, question mark. Often the literati, when you're talking about like imperial China, are synonymous with scholar officials. So yeah, again, let's not go into Chinese historical accuracy because yeah, whatever. And looks like there's also free cards on the right side, and they can be lit up or not. Very, very, very random fire from the hip guess. These are sort of like missions that if you fulfill this requirement, they're gonna give you some kind of bonus. This looks like it's kind of like a marriage thing. No idea. Or perhaps bonuses that are given to you once you reach a certain amount of influence or happiness with this group. So yeah, again, either something that you need to complete a requirement to get, and then you're gonna lose it if you lose that requirement. Like, I don't know, have like the armed forces have over 50% military spending, and then it gives you the improved morale bonus. The reason why I'm thinking that this could be the thing is that it would be very, 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 very similar to the Stellaris faction system. Although it could be more interesting again, because it would be interesting if they give you certain modifiers, while in Stellaris it just gives you more influence, which is a resource. And it doesn't, like, the different requirements, the different demands, it doesn't matter which ones of them you're fulfilling. As long as you're fulfilling a certain amount, it gives you more influence. Oof. Yeah, what I'm hoping that this does not replace are actually two things. One is parties. Like, this might... I hope this doesn't replace political parties. This is like the age in which political parties start to emerge. You have in England the Whigs and the Tories really rise. Mostly as like big electoral committees for single politicians that are backed by local, again, interest groups, which are not the same things as the political parties themselves. You have in the United States the Democratic Republicans and the Federalists and the Whigs. And then later down the line, obviously the Democrats and the Republicans. And then even later down the line, and the Democrats and the Republicans are, you know, sort of by the 1850s, the 1860s, already very similar political machines to what political parties in the Anglo-Saxon world look like today. So this is very much within the Victoria to even early game time frame to represent. And then later down the line, towards the 1890s, you have the, you know, modern day Anglo-Saxon style parties that are, again, kind of big electoral committees with very, very thin layers of national organizations. Again, in America, the evolution of the Democrats and the Republicans, but also the populists and later the progressives, Teddy Roosevelt's party. But in this time period, you also have the rise of the socialist parties that are basically the more continental European school of a political party with sort of a rigid organization that has a sort of either a constitution or a very, very well-defined set of principles and goals and programs that it is trying to achieve, and, you know, regular members that are sort of due-paying, subscribe to this, you know, to this organization, and they somewhat submit to its political organizing. This first comes up in Germany with the SPD, the Social Democratic Party. Then you have the split between, you know, reformist socialists and revolutionary socialists in the early 1900s. So this is a time period in which you have a lot happening with what, you know, modern political parties end up being. And so just having these factions that look to be more like societal groups, replacing that would be bad. Another thing this would be bad, or another Victoria 2 mechanic that I hope is not getting replaced by this interest groups, are the Ooga Booga. The the social classes, the pop types. Upper class, middle class, capitalists, aristocrats, officers, you know, artisans, and all that. Like, I'm hoping that rural folk is not replacing farmers, because, you know, pops are good. Let's keep them. So we are done with this screenshot. All right, good. That took forever. This is actually, might as well just take a look at this one. This was actually the first one that you see when you look at the Victoria 2 Steam page. Let's overanalyze this one as well. So here you have, wait. Oh, okay, here you're select. Oh, this is a state. Yeah, you're selecting a state. Okay. All right. I still don't see like the single dividing lines of counties. I guess let's call them counties of single tiles that units are going to be moving around. But I mean, England might be good over here. That it might be good that the screenshot is England, because it looks like there's a little bit. The map is a little bit more filled in. You know, if we're talking around the cities, we could see that maybe the size of counties would be something like this-ish. Who knows? No goddamn clue. We can also see here that we have the names of regional capitals. Not sure why you cannot see the names of regional capitals here. Oh, it's probably because he's got like Vietnam selected, or the market screen selected. Well, here he's selecting geography. Okay, so you see Leinster city name, or state name, British market. So it's telling you what market this is part of. Photo. Not sure what this means. I guess industrialized region? Question mark. Looks like there can be local modifiers, which mean, this looks like a national spirit from Hearts of Iron 4, so maybe this is a modifier. And since he's in the Leinster, this might mean that his this spirit applies to the single county or the single state, which would be good. Now, in terms of market over here, you can see that it tells you a few bits of information like infrastructure, which looks like is going to be a level spanning from maybe 0 to 100, maybe. Not too sure about that, but, you know, 60, so yeah, might as well. I mean, so is this 1936 or 1836? Okay. Ooh, morning. So actually, it's not just day and night, it's morning, afternoon, night, maybe? Who knows? Yeah. And you have an infrastructure usage of 35. So what I'm guessing this is ooh, you have buildings down here. What I'm guessing this is 28 new. What I'm guessing this is the different buildings and like productive activities that you have in a determined state are going to be, I'm guessing, capped or soft capped by the infrastructure level. So it's going to perhaps work a little bit differently than in Victoria 2, where infrastructure is basically just bonuses. While here, if you don't have enough infrastructure, the economy can't really grow past a certain point, or you're going to be eating perhaps penalties to production output and throughput if the infrastructure is not adequate to support the productive activities within the region. Anyway, buildings look like there's quite a few. Now, this looks like it's industry, I'm guessing. Actually, maybe not. I have no idea what this could, like, mean. What the fuck are these things? Like, these numbers. There's just a bunch of numbers. No idea what these are. The icons, no idea what they are. Well, of course, some of them look very, very obvious. These are farms. Yeah, and of course, ports. No, and fishing ports. No clue what these could be. Like, this, however, kind of looks like it could mean that RGOs are going to work differently. Because I'm seeing here both a fishing and a grain, right? And also some, like, maybe cottage industry? So, like, wool, question mark, and also some kinds of ores. So, so it's not going to be every single province limited to a single resource gathering operation, which could be a welcome change, especially for the balancing of the economies of certain countries that in Victoria 2 could not really adequately represent, like, the variety of productive enterprises contained within their borders. Anyway, you have a standard of living and a turmoil. Turmoil, I'm guessing, is revolt risk. Number of peasants. And struggling, middling, secure, which I'm guessing is going to be this game's version of life needs not fulfilled, life needs fulfilled, and luxury needs fulfilled. Oh, actually, no. This is actually, like, lower classes. Because I saw the hat, and I'm like, yeah, okay, so the lower classes are struggling, so they can't, they can, I'm guessing this is, like, slightly below life needs fulfilled. The middle class is middling, so they are fulfilling their everyday needs, while the upper class is secure, which I'm guessing is fulfilling the luxury needs. You know, the tea. Well, here you have the sausage. Here you have the bread and water. Total population growth, migration. Okay, I see a trade route down here. Yeah, I also see a trade route over here. I wonder if you can blockade these with navies. If you're gonna be able to blockade these with navies. Isle of Man is on the map. I mean, you can just see the difference in terms of like map quality between Britain and earlier China. China's just bad. Although this lake looks a little suspicious. Ooh, no. What? No. Why did you? No. Okay. Why did you change the thing? Also, there's these pop-ups. Not sure what they are. I'm guessing it's like events. If I was only looking at this, I could be guessing like, I don't know, agents, governors, perhaps. But no, I see here like a revolt thing. So this looks like local events about their population or whatever. Again, more state capitals, Bristol, London. Hopefully the cities are going to grow as the game progresses. You can also see, I'm guessing, these buildings to the south of London, to the southeast, sorry. These look like productive enterprises. Yeah. There's a thing here, actually. Is this a trade node? Is this actually a trade node? I hope it is. I hope it is. Not sure why you would have trade nodes if you... Oh, these are the trade routes that we saw in the earlier screenshot. Ooga booga, I am dumb. So you remember these like import routes and export routes. That's what these are, most likely. Okay. Okay, I see. Anyway, colonies. You're Britain, so you have colonies. All right, so British interest groups. You have the intelligentsia, industrialists, landed gentry. So yeah, okay, this is like, yeah, this is what I thought. This is a type of interest group, and they're going to have a unique name for each country, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're going to be 100% unique in terms of what they do. Hopefully, this is going to be moddable so that, you know, the British landed gentry is not the same as the Chinese landed gentry scholar literati class. Anglican Church, petty bourgeois, despicable, armed forces, rural folk, trade unions. So of course we're in Britain. We already have some trade union action going on in 1836. Very, very little trade union action, but at least a little bit. Okay. Oh, information. Oh, ledgers, information, statistics. Wait, you're number 2 great power as Great Britain in 1836? Is the number 1 Russia? No clue. Okay, so can we like infer anything else from any of this? Yeah, this buildings tab is like incredibly puzzling. How is this building system going to work? Absolutely no goddamn clue, to be honest. You can see some railroads here in Great Britain already in 1836, which is nice. You're going to be able to see your country sort of grow in terms of the visual elements. Again, hopefully the cities are going to work in that way as well, so that when you do build your giant megalopolis on Rostov-on-Don. This is a reference to a Victoria 2 campaign of mine that most people watching this video are not going to have seen, but, you know, when Rostov-on-Don becomes a megalopolis of 30 million people in the 1930s, hopefully it's going to span like a nice half of the region, you know what I mean? You're going to be able to see some urban sprawl. Research... I wonder how the research is going to work. No clue. So those two I had already kind of looked at a little bit, but these ones are just like completely blind. I had not looked at them earlier. Now, we have some Ottoman Empire in 1847. Sunday night. Highly doubt that the Ottomans care that much about Sundays. Ooh, nice bit of UI over here. You can see that as research progresses, there's a sort of blue progress bar that fills all the way up to completion. I love that. This looks kind of it could look better, but it looks kind of like a clock. You know what I mean? So this is see, like, this is what I mean. This is like Victorian. This is like first industrial age, or first industrial revolution looking UI. Kind of trolled over here. Nice farmland. Why does the Ottoman Empire look so much better than the other screenshots we were looking? This is just like, I mean, okay, to be honest, this is Britain. It's supposed to look like it's a blasted nuclear wasteland. So, you know, there's just a bunch of marshes and no farms, I guess. I don't know. But like with China, you could add some rice paddies, I suppose, if the Ottoman Empire is gonna have these nice segmented farms over here on the map. Trees. What the hell? Are these gonna be like this small in terms of tiles? Or is this just cosmetic? Is this just like a forest tile? And then you go here, it's a plains, here it's a farmland, here it's a forest again, plains, farmland. If they're this small, I wonder how warfare is going to work out, but I don't know, we'll see. Definitely looks like the map is going to be quite complex, because look at this. We have Mersin or Mershin, Adana, Osmania. You have a bunch of different cities on the map. Kayseri over here. Yeah, tons of cities very close to each other. So map looks like it's going to be very sort of detailed. Now, not sure what the fuck this is supposed to be. Like, okay, I hope I'm not showing anything important, but like, no, sorry. Adana. Let's take a look at Google Maps. Where are we? Aren't we in the southeast? Yeah, we are in the southeast of Turkey. Yeah, in Osmania. Like, why the fuck is the Turkish border at the modern Turkish border when it's the 1847 Ottoman Empire? No idea. Map, work in progress. Yeah, unfortunately, they haven't like fleshed out the Turkish interest groups. No millet, no millet interest group or whatever. It's just landowners. There's the devout. No ulema, I guess. Industrialists, armed forces, intelligentsia, ruler folk, petty bourgeois. You can see that this Ottoman Empire is having... Oh, maybe this is like a... Maybe this thing... Oh, fuck you. Come on. Don't be a cuck. Maybe this is... No, this is... Maybe this is like a national focus kind of deal. Yeah, maybe that's a national focus that you're having on that. I don't know. Who fucking knows? So yeah, you have your states with your populations. Albania based. Oh, southern Serbia. Oh, all the Serbs are angry. Okay, so that's the Ottoman Empire over here. Fishing activities. Okay. I'm really liking the representation on the map of what's going on. Ooh. Is that like an estate building? Yeah, I don't know. It looks like there's just a ton of on-map representation of what's going on with your country, which I'm definitely a fan of, because if you're looking to make Victoria 2 a little bit more readable and more understandable to the average normie or whatever, without dumbing it down too much, adding more visual is, in my opinion, a great thing, because the Victorian period is very recognizable in terms of the aesthetics of everything, because you have the contrast between, you know, a sort of still evolving um, rural countryside that still conserves a lot of its sort of idyllic pre-industrial characteristics, with, again, first and second industrial revolution, which are very, very obvious, like aesthetically obvious and impactful, you know, periods. Like big factory, not exactly subtle. Yeah. Anyway, so did we have taken a look at this England? Yeah, I don't care. We've taken a look at this China. Yeah, I don't care. Fucking Qing Empire. I hope it's gonna be playable. We've taken a look at the Ottoman Empire. Unfortunately, that screenshot didn't really show all that much. Anyway, early footage under development. Fuck you. You wouldn't have released this if it was not what you were gonna do. Politics. So yeah, he's in the government screen. So politics. Overview. Constitutional laws. Ooh, this might. And institutions. Social security. So it looks like they have sort of switched around the reforms a little bit. You're the United Kingdom over here, so it looks like the more social reforms from Victoria II are institutions, while constitutional laws are probably going to be something more akin to the political reforms of Victoria II. So I'm guessing that in here is where things like voter suffrage and, maybe government term limits, maybe absolute, obviously absolute or constitutional monarchy, this kind of shit. While institutions, looks like it's going to be a progression system. I'm not. I am not a big fan of this. This kind of looks like it's supposed to be like, oh, you get this level, and then you unlock 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 this level. Now, you're going to be saying, oh my god, social reforms in Victoria II are the same thing. But it's not represented as like you, I don't know, unlocking better things, right? Like, I don't know. I would have liked something more along. I would have liked to either have seen a very, very similar system to Victoria II, or because this what this looks like is the game is expecting an optimal play style to unlock all of these in all categories by the end of the game. Like at the end of the game, this should all be gold. This entire screen should all be gold. This is communicating this to me. Maybe I'm just fucking dumb. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. Well, with Victoria 2, you could choose to roleplay as like a dick, right? Like, you could choose to just not pass any pensions or whatever, right? Well, things like education, obviously, you would be gimping yourself super heavily if you were not passing better school systems and all that. So in that regard, social reforms were a progression system. But again, like law enforcement, like, is more law enforcement necessarily good? No. Minus 10% radicals from standard of living, of course. Minus 30% state penalties from turmoil. While, like, again, social security, is more social security good all the time, always, 100%? Should it be represented as a progression system? That depends on the time period and the political leanings of the person who is answering. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm guessing this is gonna get criticized as like Paradox being woke, I'm guessing. Also, like colonial affairs. Like, brother, is more colonialism good? I don't fucking like what the fuck, man. Is more colonial like just you have unlocked level 5 colonialism. Yay! You have unlocked, you know, you have unlocked Belgian mercenaries in the Congo in the 1960s. I don't know, like it's like over here you it's like damn, this is like Jesus Christ. This is Native American genocide. This is fucking British India, East India Company, private colonialism. This is the scramble for Africa. This is the Belgian Congo Free State, and this is fucking like I don't know, you know, Francafrique or whatever. The apartheid system. You've unlocked the apartheid system. Like, yay! It's now gold. I don't know. Again, rambly. Sorry. Sorry for rambling. I don't want to ramble, but whatever. Let's actually take a look at like what this could mean for game mechanics. So you have a number of investment levels, bureaucracy cost divided by investment level equals weekly cost. Holy fucking shit, but what the hell is this? I can't do math right now because it's late. So 8 times 23.7 equals... What the fuck? Is this like a rounded number? Is the real... Shit. Oh no. Yeah. Brother, this is like a rounded number of a value. I have no idea what the fuck this is. What the fuck is an investment level? Nobody knows. Bureaucracy costs. So it looks like this... This could be something like the administrative efficiency. 190 bureau... This is a mana, isn't it? Yeah, this is like a bureaucracy mana. I'm guessing. Which is going to, I hope, going to be produced by bureaucrats. Oh, number of investment levels. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Oh, there's a scroll bar. Maybe there's an 8th one down there. But then why is the... But then why is the calculation wrong? No idea. Paradox, fix your mathematics. Right, so that's that. Pretty much what you'd expect. Few things that I'm not 100% in agreement with, but we'll see, we'll see. Oh, this is fucking massive. So this is still a politics screen. Except you're in the overview. Earlier on you were in the institutions, now you're in the overview. Active interest group traits. Oh yeah, interest group traits. So this is, shit, I should not have, I'm killing myself. I really shouldn't have, oh, wait, hold on. Maybe I still have, oh, for fuck's sake. Is this gonna open it in another, oh no, okay, good. Yeah, there we go. There we go. This is what we needed. So these things over here are interest group traits. Okay, so this is telling you that the clergy is doing a book. Okay, I see. Clout. Okay, so this is this number. This is clout, which who knows what goes into clout. Oh, happy +5. Okay. Question mark? Like, so I'm guessing that happy +5, if you make them happy, they're gonna have one trait, one interest group trait, or if you do something right, it's gonna activate one interest group trait, which is gonna make them +5 more happy. Looks like there's also other kinds of things here. I'm guessing these might be like values, like interest group values. Like the Anglican Church has the social welfare, like charity value, the equality before the law value, and the male supremacy value. Yeah, this looks like they're misogynistic. I love it because there's like a woman that's tiny and a man that's big. So I'm guessing this means that they're like misogynistic. Also, there's a dude who I'm guessing is the leader. Wow, Victoria is going to have like portraits and shit. Fuck you. Because Victoria too was like very, very sparse in terms of actual like personalities. You didn't even have country leaders. Well, here we can see that there are country leaders. William of Hanover is the king of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. He appears to have traits. He is chivalrous and he has a whip. That looks like a whip. And he appears to love colonialism. I mean, he's British. Of course he likes colonialism. There's a hair, and that's Victoria, most likely. And there's also a something? No idea what that could be. Maybe his ideology? Can't wait to have Vladimir Lenin, though. Or, I don't know, who's other... Oh, are you gonna have prime ministers? Doesn't look like it. Unfortunate. Lord Palmerston. I would love to have that. Okay, government. Okay, so that's what this is. Okay, so these are government interest groups. Okay, so it looks like they are replacing political parties. Vomit. Yeah. Fuck, there's gonna be no political parties. Question mark? So there's gonna be trade unions, but not socialist parties? Big fucking question mark, to be honest. I hope I'm wrong, because I'm getting bummed out, like, super much by this. Because I'm not seeing any political factions in here. I'm only seeing interest groups. Or are interest groups going to turn into political parties once the time comes? Question mark number 2. And if that is the case, why not have both? Question mark number 3. Is are political parties going to be added on top of interest groups once, I don't know, constitutional politics or certain texts are researched? 4th question mark. Am I going to kill myself? 5th question mark. Is this just one of these paradox moments where they just make something that's unbelievably watered down and stupid? Let's just call it like this. Stupid. Like in Hearts of Iron 4, where you have no spy system and no you know, like well-developed supply system and no fuel that you're stockpiling at game release, when these were features of the previous games. Are we rolling back features on purpose for later DLCs? 6th question mark. Laws the government wants to pass. No idea what this is. Yeah, not gonna lie, I hope that, like, I'm seriously hoping that whenever we see a dev diary for politics, which I'm gonna cover, this first impression that I have, because again, these are all first impressions, is going to be, I hope to be proven so incredibly wrong. But, like, right now, this looks like a disaster waiting to happen. Because if they've taken out political parties from Victoria 3, like, what the fuck? Like, brother, That would be insane. That would be incredibly insane. Anyway, you're also missing an incredible opportunity, by the way, if you don't have political parties, to have political parties be able to interact with the interest groups. You know, the Tories like the Anglican Church, so if you have both the Anglican Church and the Tories in government, they're going to reinforce off of each other. You know, maybe they have a special, like, affinity trait that gets activated. Maybe they just work together better because their little, like, values over here coincide. Therefore, the government is going to be more stable, or it's going to have more legitimacy. Therefore, the people who are conservative in the country, of conservative ideology, let's hope that pops still have ideologies, are going to stay conservative perhaps easier because the Anglican Church is in the government and it's helping that out. I don't fucking know. This is angering me. Anyway, it also looks like every single leader has, again, is this the same thing as the king thing? Yeah, maybe this is like a specialty issue that he wants. Like, maybe, I don't know, this looks like it's improve infrastructure. Be a dude with a hat. Yeah, okay. God damn it. Paradox, don't fuck this up. If, honestly, if this had not existed, if this screenshot had not existed, I would have been very, very excited. Now I'm very worried, to be honest. Anyway, His Majesty's government. Oh my god! Election results. The intelligentsia is getting voted. The petty bourgeoisie is getting voted. They're getting votes. It's got a candidate that's representing the interest group, and it's the interest group that's getting voted. 7th question mark times 7. Oh god, that looks horrible. Holy shit, man. If you've made it this far, I'm ending the video right now. I don't want to get worried further. This is just, again, this is worrying over nothing, right? This is super early access thing. We're not getting this game for another, like, 2 years, probably. There's still a long, long time coming. This looks stupid as fuck. The Victorian II political system was dumb in a lot of ways, but it also worked in a lot of other ways. This makes me angry because it looks like it has the potential to be more nuanced and better. But if the execution is what this looks like it's gonna be, it's going to be such a disaster. An incredible disaster. / something that is obviously going to be overhauled in the Victoria Free A House Divided DLC. Or whatever, that's going to be released like 1 year after the game is done. And by then, a mod is going to have already done the same thing, just with more, you know, many more features, but obviously it's going to be a mod, so it's going to be unpolished, and, like, I don't know, people are not going to want to play it in multiplayer, blah, blah, fuck, I don't know. Let's just hope that I'm worrying over nothing, and, you know, again, this is just super early stuff. We'll see. For now, thank y'all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. See you soon. Blah, blah, blah.